Oh man, I keep getting suckered into watching these Puff Daddy documentaries, and wow, they not doing what I expected. Like, let's get into the documentary that came out on Peacock yesterday. The first thing I felt was that they should have told the story backwards. Like, they should have told the story from current time and then went to the past, because telling it from the past to the future kind of got boring. I was bored within like the first 10, 15 minutes of the documentary. Not gonna lie, I was hanging on for dear life trying to finish that thing out yesterday because it was so boring. It's like you interview these people, you get them to tell certain things about, whatever it is that they know or whatever experience they had with the person. But it's like, let's just take I'll Be Sure, for instance. And that time that they suck, you know what? I can't even say nothing like that right now because we got a litigation going on. I don't want to hear that. And I don't want to see that. Like, that is so, like, why are you even here? Like, if you're not going to spill all the information, why are you here? Why are we looking at you right now? Like, it sucks. They were just promoting it like it was going to be so deep, that it was going to be something we never seen before, and it was going to be this eye-opening documentary. And it's nothing but basically all the stuff we heard and seen on social media already. I'm bored. The thing about documentaries today and doing things on stuff that's current is the fact that social media exists. So if you're not adding anything new to the collection plate, we don't want to see it. We've seen this already. But let's just talk about a few things that I found odd or mysterious in the documentary, like Diddy's childhood friend Tim living in the woods behind them bushes. Like, what is going on with that? That was a little strange for me. I don't know. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but if you are living in the wilderness, why you showing us? I found it funny, a lot of the video footage that they showed, and made sure that they showed certain people, like his kids, their faces and stuff were blurred out, but they made sure to show like Jennifer Lopez and Jay-Z and Beyonce and, the people at the parties. They made sure to show those people. Did y'all see the cameo from the Boys and Girls Club? Y'all know what they be doing at the Boys and Girls Club. We done seen Gene Deal all over the internet. Did not need to see him on this documentary. And I was like, wow, they waited all the way to the end to add Jaguar Wright in there, because I was thinking to myself, wow, they did this documentary without adding Jaguar Wright in the mix. And then the next thing you know, she popped up on the screen talking about how everybody from that original record company is gone. I was like, ooh, now when they throw her in the mix, they scrambling to put some pieces together. Call me crazy, but it seems like this documentary was trying to spin the narrative that's currently out there. Like, everything that the people were saying, they put a paragraph up there afterwards stating that his lawyers says that these things are completely untrue and blah, blah, blah. They kind of tried to paint this picture of Diddy being a victim of experience. Like, oh, look what happened to him. He lost his father at a young age, and his mother was having these elaborate parties, adult-like parties, that he was in attendance, and they were just painting this picture of him being a victim, which I have a lot of things to say about the term victim in general, but I think I will keep that to myself because the people more than likely aren't going to be ready to hear it. But y'all let me know if y'all want to hear it, because I will definitely tell y'all. Y'all know I keep it real. But don't get mad when it's not what you want to hear. And Diddy was bullied and he was picked on, and just all of these things that they tried to use to paint a different picture of him. It just seemed like they weren't being neutral. They were leaning more towards Diddy's side, which I don't know who was behind the production because I didn't get a chance to look that up yet. But maybe that was the purpose. I don't know, but it didn't work on me. I've been hearing bad stories about Diddy basically since he stepped on the scene. So I'm not saying what he did and didn't do, but there definitely has to be some sort of truth to how evil he is or he can be. Because it's also true that everybody doesn't experience the same version of you. Like, who knows? His kids may not know this person that done all of these crazy things, because he might actually shelter them from all of his crazy actions. Some people know how to turn their crazy on and off. Maybe he wasn't knocking chicks out in front of his kids. We don't know. But I definitely think that the people that were of age and adults, they definitely know a little bit more of him and know what he actually was doing to intimidate people or to scare people and make people fearful for their lives, to the point that they wouldn't speak up. Because when people say, oh, how come you didn't speak up? How come you didn't say anything then? Sometimes when you do say something, people like that other person so much that they're just not willing to believe it. And then sometimes when you say something, people just think you want attention. People think you want to bring the black man down. People come up with every excuse in the world not to hear your claims or not to take you seriously. Because if this person has all of that and they do all of this, why would they do that to you and want to ruin it? But not realizing that they're humans too and they make mistakes. Just because you're rich doesn't mean you don't do horrible things, or just because you run a business doesn't mean you don't do horrible things. It just means that you have a little bit more money to cover it up or to get yourself out of the things that you've done. And a lot of times with people who are feared, it's always going to be a domino rally effect, because people are going to be like, okay, now is the time for me to tell my story, since other people are speaking out and they're actually being heard. That's why people rush in to tell at one time. What really confuses me about all of this, though, is like, I just be wondering who pushes the button. Like, who says, like, you know what? His time is up. His time is now. Because, again, there's always been stories out there. But what made it come to a bubble today? Like, what made it what it is today? Because before all of this even transpired, when Diddy sued that liquor company, I told y'all before anything even hit, I said, Diddy is toast for suing that liquor company. Now, I knew he was going to get in trouble, but I didn't think it was going to be this kind of trouble. One last thing that I wanted to point out is the fact that a lot of times when I watch things, I look at the backgrounds of stuff and like look at, the entire picture when I'm watching something. And in one of the overhead shots, it said really boldly on a billboard, "Stay quiet, stay alive." And it stood out so much because it was these bright fluorescent lights. And I don't know. It just seemed like a message for somebody. I don't know. But I peeped that. Y'all let me know. Did y'all peep that, or did that catch your eye, or am I just crazy? Because all of the overhead city shots that they put up were really eye catching, and they were really shot really well and clear. I don't know. Y'all come on down to the comments and tell me what y'all think.